Joey John McGuire. I'm in my favourite local watering hole. It is the Broadway Bar, run by my friend, the manager, Brennan. Lovely pub. That's the Broadway Bar, Fulham, London, United Kingdom. I'm about to recite my latest poem that I wrote in the early hours of this morning. It's to my two children, Haley and Harvey, and it's called To Love, to Love's Abandoned. It is true, hence the admission, I was without doubt at first guarded, more self-preservation than deceit or mistrust. The gutter, just a distant memory, had now resurfaced. The thought of me returning as an obscene prospect I had not envisaged ever contemplating. I had come so far, climbed too many Everests to allow myself to be dragged over the precipice by the chains of my past. I was free of those chains, and no way would I give up my freedom, or so I thought. The past, how it has a habit of surprising, tends to crop up suddenly at the very worst moment, from out of the blue. Not the greatest shock I'd witnessed only because I'd always known, sooner or later, life being the way it is, I'd have to deal with it, however untimely its intervention, in order to move on, and yet, at the same time, convince myself the value of keeping an open mind to any possibilities. In all honesty, I was still very much in love with them, or at least their memory, but acutely aware 2 decades was a very long time to love to love's abandoned. I was right to be worried about ulterior motives, abundant on all sides, all three of us convinced, the balance of things unfair, none willing to give ground, forgiveness unwilling to surface from the festering wounds we all shared on the inside. We were all lashing out in pain. How quickly the sweet smell of reunion turned to sour soup in the mire of our meeting. I saw with my own eyes the tide on the ebb, the rivers from cried tears gushing under the bridges of remembrances. Bridges I had long since put behind me on my journey, where I lingered in what I feared would be a forever purgatory. I am once again alone with my solitude, like any lonely person regretting my life events, but alas, too old and too feeble to push back against the ebbing tide. Who knows, one day before I die they may return, cease to be judgmental, with luck understand I only did what I had to do, survival always at the forefront of my mind. I hope one day they'll understand all the tears I cried throughout those lonely, challenging decades were not born of self-pity, but were cried for them, my two little loves abandoned all those years ago. It's especially for my Harvey and Haley.